Hey, it's Holly. Welcome back to the channel, and I want to show you what is called a grounding mat. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard of grounding mats, if you know very much about them. So this right here is a small, very basic grounding mat. So I purchased one of these for about $25, and then I also purchased a big one to go on my bed. It's a smaller one, so it's kind of like for a twin size bed or a full size bed, but they also make them for bigger beds too. Like I think the biggest I found was like a queen size. So those are more expensive. I spent closer to probably $100 on the larger one for my bed, and I have been sleeping with it plugged in. I just put it underneath my sheet, and it's like a leather conducting mat. So I want to kind of briefly explain a little bit about this and how it works. So I recently learned about these a few months ago, and when I was living in an apartment, I've done a lot of apartment living over the last few years, and essentially, you don't always get outside quite as much, especially barefoot to do your grounding, which is really, really important to get your bare feet on the earth and stuff like that. So, living in an apartment, I really got into learning about ways that I could better ground myself being indoors or on my patio or whatever. So, so the benefits of grounding are really quite endless: anti inflammatory, mental health, physical health, really anything and everything. Grounding is going to be good for that. And we're very ungrounded in our society. And so it's so important that we take steps like this. So you could use something like this, or you could get like even something as simple as an artificial grass mat, which I've tried that as well. I have a couple of those to kind of just mimic the idea of being outside or just grounding in general. There are a lot of different things you can do, so you can do your research and figure out what you think might be a good way for you to ground yourself. But if you're not grounding at all, you really need to, even if it's just walking to and from your mailbox barefoot with your feet on the earth, even when it's cold, even in the wintertime, getting your feet on the earth, whatever you have to do, whether it's dirt, sand, grass, flowers, whatever you have. I mean, you don't want to step on the flowers and ruin them, but you get my point. So, with this grounding mat, I'm going to show you how you use it. So, forgive the mess. I've got kind of like, this is my junk room, so it's not perfect. And this house is really outdated, not going to lie. But okay. So you take this right here, which is the part that you plug in. And I know this looks really weird, and honestly, it really creeped me out at first. But you're going to take it, and you're just going to stick it in the bottom part, and that is the grounding port of the circuit. Okay, so it was really scary for me at first. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, was afraid I was gonna get electrocuted, but yeah, so you just stick it in like that. And you can also get like a grounding tool that will actually like detect. You can put the device up to the electrical socket, and it will confirm that that is in fact the grounding outlet and that it is effective. So you can look into purchasing one of those if you don't have one already, if you choose to do so. So then the grounding mat is on, and the cool thing is you don't feel any kind of electrical current, you don't feel anything, but the grounding port, it connects to the ground essentially, so that's why they call it a grounding mat. So it's helping you to come in contact with the ground, with your grounding. So it's really cool how it works, honestly, and I don't even know exactly how to explain every little detail. I'm new to this, so I'm just telling you what I know. And so basically you just, you can sit on it. I like to sit on it personally. This is something you could use at your desk, at work, at home. You could do it while you're watching TV. So really no excuses for not, doing something like this to improve your health. So, this is just something really simple that you can do. And so it connects to the mat here. And so that way the current kind of comes into the mat, and yeah. So this is just the material. It's very like silky material, this one in particular. My other one is straight leather, just black leather, but they can be made out of different materials. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Like I said, the benefits of grounding are really endless, but there are different ways you can do it. You don't have to take this approach, but I love trying everything that I possibly can. Again, this is a very basic, cheaper type of grounding mat. But with that being said, I hope that this video helps and you can do your research and figure out, different types of mats and different types of devices you can use for your grounding. So I found this one on Etsy along with my larger one for my bed, and that is it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.